So there's a doctor, a plastic surgeon, that's in the surgery room, in the OR, doing her thing. But not only is she doing her thing, she's having a goddamn party in there. So the headline of the story is, Doctor sued after video in operating room dancing. And I was like, all right, calm the fuck down. All right, you guys all seen the Grey's Anatomies and all of that stuff in the TV shows where all these doctors have these surgeons have music in the background. And that's a real thing. I've been in a couple of ORs in my life, and yes, they do play some music, and it calms the situation, especially if it's a routine surgery. But when you see what this young lady has been doing in her OR, this is not dancing. This is a goddamn party. The only thing they're short of is fucking popping bottles and, champagne all over the place. That's the only thing short of a goddamn party. Let me show you the videos, and I'll give you some context.
I'm about to cut it.
So Dr. Windell is facing several malpractice lawsuits. So you see that. You see this craziness. What in the goddamn world are they doing? And the thing is, it's one thing if they're doing this and nothing bad is happening, but all of this dancing and partying and craziness is happening in the hospital, and the patients are getting some bad results. So let me give you some details. Dr. Windell is facing several malpractice lawsuits after posting a series of videos showing her dancing in the operating room while her performing surgery on the patients. And that's the worst part. That's the worst part. That's not the worst part. The worst part is the patient's effect after the situation. But that's a horrible situation. If you're going to dance in the OR, go ahead. Put your scrubs on. Be in the OR with no patients in there and start doing your dancing. Right? That works fine. But if you're going to go in the OR and you're doing surgery on someone and they're exposed on the goddamn table and you're over here dancing and booty shaking and your teeth, it's like, what? Why? So the plastic surgeon who filmed herself singing and dancing while patients were exposed on the operating table is now facing several lawsuits. And she recently settled one case after a patient allegedly suffered catastrophic brain damage during a tummy tuck procedure. I don't know what was going on with this tummy tuck procedure, but I'm guessing she fucked up in some way, got infected, and that infection went in the bloodstream, and that bloodstream went to the brain, and that caused the brain damage. And if that happens, that is a huge lawsuit. She settled that case. So we know she's had a malpractice situation in the past. That doesn't mean, if you have a malpractice case as you're a doctor, it doesn't mean you're a horrible doctor. But she has several. And if you have several malpractice cases and you're doing these crazy dances while your patients are exposed and you're publicly putting it on social media, you probably should not be a doctor. You probably should not be doing surgery. This ain't the right thing for you, right? On top of all of this, she's also using staff. Her team are not qualified to do what they're supposed to do. So lawsuits have alleged that Dr. Windell used staff with hazy qualifications, including a nurse manager that wasn't actually a nurse. Fake nurse alert, fake nurse alert. Another fake nurse, and the fact that she hired this nurse, probably paying her less than she would pay a nurse. This just sounds like a really bad situation. And a surgical assistant who had a Peruvian medical license, but was not licensed in the U.S. according to Atlanta Journal consultation. Dr. Windell and her staff are more concerned about increasing profits versus the focus on patient safety. I am all for letting this doctor lose her license, no more surgeries. I mean, it's one thing, like I said, to have a good time on your surgery, lighten up the mood, have some music in the background. And that's what I thought when I read the headline. And that's why I was like, my initial thing is always to defend the healthcare provider because I assume the best. I assume common goddamn sense. But this lady is through this wall. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, just look at the video one more time.
It's all bleak, waistline snatch. Got a banging body and a smile to match.
Yeah, great dance moves, but it does not belong in an OR while your goddamn patient's on the table. Ridiculous, ridiculous. Is she sterile? Is she still sterile? You tell me. All right.